So thank you for participating, and if you may be seated, thank you. A big round of applause for our participants. Okay, and for all of those who have joined us, welcome. Yes. Good morning, welcome. I see a few faces who have attended the first half of the first session. I see some of our parents attending again once again. You come to drop the children or something? I have. So you will get my gyan for free. Welcome. So I've been thinking that what is it that a parent of say grade 6, 7, 8 would want to know? What is it that they would want to understand from the school? Well, all details about housekeeping, about what is transport, fitness subject, all those important details of how the school will function will definitely be shared. But what I want to talk to you about is something that's been playing heavily on my mind about how our children are growing up and where they are growing up. And today morning, it was an epiphany. Today morning, I opened the newspapers and the front page talks about how a child in a particular school is sending threatening emails to the school saying if you don't cancel the exam, I am going to put up morphed images of some of the girl students of the school. And this has been going on since last 7 months. The cybercrime has not been able to solve this. The school has been asking for help, has not come back. What do you see is happening here? Which aspects? So what is the first image? What do you think is happening here? In this entire incident, which are the different facets that you think are at work here?
The exam pressure is working on that.
The pressure of exam? Okay. So somebody, a teenager, is ready to stake his life, is ready to become a criminal just so that he or she does not have to take an exam. It could be a prank. Okay. Definitely. And teenagers are very capable of pulling such pranks. However, when something goes for 6, 7 months and when it escalates to this level, this has been repeated. So initially, if it were just one-off thing, yes, it would be a prank. But this is the 4th or the 5th time that such an email comes by. So maybe he's representing, as we said, that maybe he's speaking on behalf of a lot of other students. So maybe the pressure is not just on that one particular child, maybe it is on a lot of others. Maybe it is a prank. Maybe it is an attention-seeking prank, where they want to say that if you don't hear me, here is my idea of how to get you to hear me. Yeah. Exactly. Imagine the level of intelligence that child holds. That for 7 months, when the government machinery, when the entire schooling system, cybercrime, everyone is involved. And literally for 7 months they've been trying to crack this. They haven't been able to do that. It definitely talks about his or her intelligence level. But it also talks about missed opportunities that we as a society have given them. It also talks about how we have not reached out to them when they probably needed us. When that child must have walked into the classroom, the teacher wouldn't have seen the broken individual. The teacher would have seen the mark sheet. Because the school demanded that all children achieve a particular grade. Because the parent would have come knocking at the principal's door, saying, what am I paying the fees for if my child can't even pass? Or can't even achieve a particular grade? It isn't one particular individual who is responsible for it. It is not even this perpetrator who is responsible for this. it is also all of us as adults who, in our own way, to make the most for our children, indulge in activities that lead them to this. And what does it talk about the so-called victims? The email says that I'm going to publish certain pictures of girl students of the school. What does it talk about that? And so maybe the victim is even more scared about being exposed as the victim, right? Instead of feeling that I will probably get my justification, the victim is even more scared. But what it also tells us is what our teenagers are doing. I don't know whether this is a hoax or not. Again, I'm not trying to make a case out of this. What I'm trying to say is that our children are trying different things. And that if we as adults, we believe that we will reach out to them by our old archaic methods and by talking to them in the tone that our parents spoke to us in, we are not going to be able to reach out to them. These children, these so-called girls whose pictures he holds or she holds, we don't know if they hold these such pictures or not. But if such pictures are available, it also talks about how experimental our children are. How very easy it is to expose one's body in front of a camera. How very easy it is to be caught off guard or to participate in it, to act cool. There will be children who will participate in all such things. And those are the moments, those are the times when they will need an adult who is caring enough to first hear them. You think a girl who wants to explore her sexuality, you think a child who is raging with hormones of teenagers is interested in the adult talking to him or her about how they should be ascetic and how they should take care of their studies and how this is more important than that. You think they hear you at that moment? They may be physically present in front of you, but they definitely are not hearing you. And then what comes out is this front page news. What comes out is that in those, whoever this perpetrator is moving around in those 100, 200, 500 student crowd, but nobody in those 500, 700 people knows him or her enough to be able to walk them out of it. We have left that person alone, and now it has come back to bite us. So again, this isn't the only incident, and this definitely won't be the last one. This is not to say that this is the end of the world. This is not to say that it is all evil or dunya puri kharab ho gayi. It is nothing of that sort. It is just a reflection of the society, and it is a choice that we have to make about what we want to focus on, where we want our children to grow. I meet all students who come in this campus, and very often I see students who are literally broken. When they come to meet me in the office, they will not look at me in the eye. They will walk in like this. And when I greet them, good morning, good afternoon with a smile, they are zapped. They are literally zapped because they don't expect the adult to look them in the eye and wish them good morning with a smile. Because they expect the adult to only test them. And within 5 or 7 minutes, I see that child slowly blossom. I see that child growing. And when that child joins GGIS, within 6 months, we find them to be a different being. And this has been our consistent experience. And it hasn't been an experience by fluke. It has been by design. The simplest thing that we can do for our children is to recognize them as individuals and not as test-taking machines, especially when they grow up to higher grades. So if our discussions with our children are always going to be about how many, when is your test, what score did you get, and how are you doing on your so-and-so class, then believe me, sooner or later they will stop communicating with you. They will stop sitting in the same room as you are sitting. They will, in any case, these are difficult anybody to grow up in. And at that time, the last thing that they need is an adult who's always there with a piercing glance saying, I'm here to judge you once again. So, as the master at GGIS, I have one small request from all of you as parents. We know what we're doing with our children. We as teachers, as adults, as educators, we work very hard to make sure that they get the most they can. As parents, we want you to simply love them for who they are, to make sure that they study, you give them enough time, you give them the resources that they need, and the rest, let them be. If you can, tell them good stories. Tell them about your families. Be happy. Take the pressure off saying कि उसके कितने मार्क आएंगे is any sort of indication of who you are as a parent. It is not. Live your life, go out on dates, do anything you like, but leave the children alone. They just need some time off. And as long as you provide that, they will be fine. They will create pranks. Every year in our online classes, we have had, GGIS has come up in our classrooms. We have had Baba Ramdev has come up very often. So all this happens, and within a day or two we find out we don't even need to do the cyber trade because हमें पता ही होता है क्लास में किसने ये किया होगा. But that is what childhood is, isn't it? Trying different things. नए ज़माने के नए pranks आते हैं. हमने वो चिट्ठियाँ भेजी है क्लास में. In a class of 60 I'm sure we've done. हमने टीचर्स को चौक मारे हैं, हमने चिट्ठियाँ पास की है, हमने एग्जाम में चीटिंग, हमने वो सब कुछ किया है जो हम चाहते हैं हमारे बच्चे न करें. पर ऐसा नहीं होता. They have their own lives, they have their own ways of working, they have their own personality and risks to take. So let's simply revel in whoever they are. We have a great set of educators who are roaring to get started with this year and who will do an amazing job at whatever they take up. Life is a work in progress. ये 10th पास हो जाए तो बस પછી चिंता नहीं है, वो कभी थकूं नहीं. उसका 10th हो जाएगा तो आप 12th की चिंता करो, 12th हो जाए तो कॉलेज की करोगे, कॉलेज हो जाएगी तो लड़की लड़का ढूंढने में करोगे. Like this is an endless affair. I'm sure your parents still worry about you even today. So as parents, if you think that one fine day I will be done and dusted with all this, you never will. And if there is a day when you will be, it is today. If you really want to take that load off your minds, do so today. You'll be doing a great service to them and us. However, just ensure that they know that they're communicating with us. Please make sure that you stay in touch with us. Their homework is in place, their books are in place. When they appear once in a week and then they don't appear for the rest of the week, it becomes very difficult for us. Please ensure that we're working with each other. It's a journey worth living. Your children will grow up so fast, you will wonder what happened to them. You will look back at these days and these pictures and say that I wish I could turn time back, but that won't happen. So, with that, I come to an end of my discussion. I'm sure Shivan has a few more things to share. Please make sure that we stay in touch with each other. Please don't go incognito. आज आए हो फिर से नहीं आए हो ऐसा मत करना. हम बुलाएं तब आ जाना. Alright, thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to share with you the pedagogy on which GGIS stands. We are going to give you an overview of what GGIS looks at in the academic year, and we are going to specifically talk about Key Stage 3. Grades 6, 7 and 8 are a part of the Key Stage 3 group, and there are certain systems and processes that we would want to talk to you about in our induction program. Okay? It would be great if you also share when you're asked questions. There are no wrong answers here, but we definitely want to interact with you a lot more. To begin with, we are looking at why GGIS is uniquely GGIS. We look at nurturing leaders for tomorrow. How many of you here agree that we need leadership skills in today's day and age? Okay, leadership skills would be things like communication, negotiation, strategy planning, organizational skills. So, whenever we're trying to think of designing our lessons, classroom instructions, we are also looking at how we could use, say for example, the Bloom's taxonomy questioning style. Okay, the Bloom's taxonomy, for some of you who may have heard about it, is a different way of questioning the student, not only asking what questions, but how questions, creating, explaining again. So that is how we think that when children pick up these skills through their academics, we also help facilitate their leadership or hone their leadership skills. And believe me, each student can be a leader in his or her own way. Yeah? We have the TLI program that also supports the Nurturing Leaders for Tomorrow. So the Leader in Me program is a program that goes hand in hand with our honing leadership skills, where we talk about the 7 habits and 7 habits of happy and healthy and effective kids. We look at being proactive, thinking win-win, putting first things first, and we take up specific sessions once a week to talk about the TLI program with the students. We focus primarily on relationships at GGIS, just like some of you in the activity thought about a teacher or two, or relationships with your friends, relationships with your families. Similarly, at GGIS, teachers choose to build relationships with their students. They do it to make sure that they're able to motivate their students. And we also do it with the adoption system. Adoption system, specific system that we have seen work very well in the past academic year. We had a few students who were struggling with certain subjects. We had each teacher pick up 3, 4, 8, up to 8 students to work with on a one-on-one level. That included gaming with the student. Yes, believe me, the teacher did go and even play games online with the child. When the child did well, there was certain, of course, there was clarity and there were benchmarks to be, conquered. But yes, the teacher made sure she or he was available on Hangouts to be able to solve immediate queries. Adoption system is a system that works beautifully because, the teacher goes beyond the classroom hours and classroom duties to ensure that the child feels encouraged enough towards academic performance. We will continue to have adoption system in the Key Stage 3 team and ensure that students feel encouraged and motivated through building relationships, showing relevance of whatever it is they're learning, showing the application of why it is important to learn certain subjects, certain topics, and provide enough rigor for the same. Moving on, I'd like to also talk about progressive and growth mindset of our team of educators. At regular intervals, we have one-on-one meetings with teachers. We talk to them about their struggles in the classrooms. The leadership team spends enough time to ensure that they know how the teachers are placed in their regular day-to-day scenario and to be able to help handhold them where required. Most of our teachers come with a lot of experience. They also help each other a lot, which is a beautiful thing. Synergy is something that we truly believe in, and what we have realized is that if the educator is in a happy space, so is the class. Okay, so we ensure that we talk to them about their struggles and make sure that we understand where the teachers also stand and are willing to learn new things. We move on to the formative assessments for academic growth and rigor. So I'd just like to quickly state something that worked beautifully last year. One of our math sections was not doing well. When we started, they had below average numbers. What we realized is that if we took regular tests after teaching each concept and going back and working on the same problems again and again, we would see academic growth and performance. And yes, that did happen. So what we've done from this academic year onwards, we will take a test once a week. It will be a surprise formative assessment, not announced. We will just let the students know that there will be a formative assessment, and we'll make sure that we evaluate and analyze those results to be able to see the effectiveness of the learning and teaching in the classroom. Yeah. What we offer at GGIS? Yes. We will be offering your children language arts, maths, science, Hindi, global perspective, social studies, writing, because we believe writing enhances the communication skill, coding, MindSpark, which is a gamified version of math and strategizing math concepts through gamification, French, library and storytelling. For grade 8, especially for the Cambridge students, we also offer business studies, economics, physics, chemistry and biology. That is grade 8 specific, 8 Cambridge. Yeah? Moving on, we also have information and computer technology for grades 7 and 8. We have art, dance, and chess club. We also offer a variety of sports and physical education. However, currently we are only able to offer them one fitness session per week. Other than that, when we begin back on campus, we would be able to facilitate gymnastics, table tennis, skating, yoga, martial arts, football, kabaddi, and we are beginning with basketball this academic year. Okay? Yes, this is the variety that we have to offer. Now, we move on to the home reading program at GGIS. We truly believe that reading takes you places and on adventures that you have never been on. So we encourage our students of grade 6 to 8 to read a minimum of 30 minutes per day. We encourage them, we're trying hard to get them to at least get started. Not everyone is a reader, but if they aren't, what we also encourage them is to look at magazines, newspapers, articles, blogs, in case they don't enjoy fiction as much. We are beginning, the language department has put together reading reflections, reading logs. They're looking at book review presentations this year and also looking at reading awards. Reading awards not only for the winner, but also for the one who has shown journey, a growth in the reading journey. Okay? So we do celebrate students who show work in progress as well. We move on to our formative and summative assessments, and I will talk a lot more about the examination system and pattern in June when we have the orientation with all the parents. I'm going to discuss briefly about regular checkpoints and term exams. We also have performance-based evaluation. So these two set of exams after every cycle, we would be providing you a report card which would share the growth, academic growth and result of the student. We conducted exams at home last year. We pioneered the exams at home process in Ahmedabad, and it was cited in a couple of newspapers where then many schools also started the same process. We've also had students on campus this year. So our final exams a month ago were on campus in this atrium space. Because it is an open space, we were able to encourage students to come in slots, and they gave their exams from grades 3 to 10 on campus. We've also had weekly formative testing introduced from this year onwards, and we will call them the surprise FAs every week. The reason why we're choosing to use formative testing is because we want to stay connected to the child's academic growth or progress. In the online space, it becomes very important for us to know where they stand in terms of conceptual clarity. And regular feedback on the performance that the child has in day-to-day life will help the teachers understand the way forward. We move to the other forms of presentation as they are noted here. We would encourage our students in their performance-based evaluation to look and pick some of these options for their presentations. Yeah? We move on. Next, I would like to talk to you about ACIT exams. ACIT is a diagnostic testing tool. It helps not only the student but also the school understand where they stand academically. It is a diagnostic tool which is measured across internationally, nationally and at regional levels. There is a 30 to 40 page report that the school management receives after all the students take up the ACIT exams around the month of December. That is how the school management team also gets to look at how the students are performing year by year in core academic subjects. We run ACIT Math, English and ACIT Science exams at GGIS. So we have our in-house assessment tools, but we also have adopted ACIT as a standardized testing tool. Okay? Yes, and now I would like to welcome our GGIS student who has come specially for today to talk about GGIS. Krish, could you please come up here? Let's give a big round of applause to Krish. Yes, can Krish have a mic, please? Thank you. Yes, Krish, could you introduce yourself?
So hi everyone, I'm Krishna Yotri. I'm right now up to grade 7 as guard and I play that from the United team.
Thank you, Krish. So Krish, can you tell me what is the one thing that you enjoy about being in your classroom?
It's first of all, it's the teachers. They're really nice. You get a lot of freedom in the classroom. It's not like you have to stay packed, but the teachers, they're really kind. They give you freedom. They're kind of like partners.
Krish, I have heard that you fear math. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, what do you have to say about your current math performance?
Well, actually, when I had my maths exam, I was not that good. It didn't go that well for me. But since the past few months, I have been developing on it. I have gotten way better at it. I've learned a lot of new concepts. So maths has gotten a lot in a higher level.
So, can you tell me how the school system helps you as a student to get better at math?
Well, yes, the school did help me a lot. The teachers, they were comforting, they helped me out, they helped me learn more new concepts. And I can say one thing that when I came to offline school, it was way more easier than online school. I don't know, I found it a little bit tougher in online school. It's just a lot of problems. You get lag problems. Sometimes your internet doesn't work, your camera is off. But on offline school, it's really nice. You can learn more freely. It's physical.
Okay, thank you so much for being very honest, Krish, and we appreciate that. And we did not rehearse any of this, okay? So at GGIS, we accept students who, with their strengths and areas of improvement. Krish has shown a lot of progress this year in terms of working on his math, but more importantly, he's shown the willingness to be able to accept what he is not great at and what he needs to work upon. So I applaud you for that. Yeah? Thank you so much. Yes, we move on to the next slide, which is introducing our GGIS Edu Heroes. Okay, so I would like to begin by introducing the leadership team. Meenal ma'am, who just left, was she is our founding member and our director at GGIS. We also have our other leadership team, which is Pooja Nair ma'am, right there. She is the instructional leader at GGIS and she works with her team of teachers in building the foundations at GGIS with our younger kids. Then we have Anshika ma'am, she's the head of operations and accounts, and we have our GGIS communication head, which is Hiral ma'am. Yeah. I would also want to invite all the wonderful teachers without whose support we would not be able to do the kind of work that we do. So can I have all the teachers of grade 6, 7 and 8 please come up? Quickly, hurry up. Okay, thank you. So here are all the teachers of grades 6, 7 and 8, including the activity teachers. And we celebrate our teachers for their effort and commitment. Currently, the teachers look a little exhausted because they've been very tired preparing for school starting from Monday. But they're a wonderful group of experienced and skilled teachers who will bring a lot of specialization into the classrooms. I would also want to commend our 3 subject leads. Can I have them step forward? Ashwini ma'am is the subject lead, Dhani ma'am and Pooja Sham ma'am. They are our 3 subject leads who help support teachers in their day-to-day struggles, and they look into subject-specific improvisation and strategies to ensure that we get better at what we provide. Yeah. And lastly, you have me, Shivani, if you have any academic-related queries or otherwise also, feel free to connect. We have provided the communication channel to you. Ma'am, next slide. Thank you. Yeah. Please save these important contact numbers. For transport and admin related queries, you may call this number. Communications, please save this number so that you can receive any broadcasted message from the school. If you have to inform the teacher about any concerns related to a child or subject related queries, you may email the HRT, the homeroom teacher or the class teacher. If you have transport related queries, the email address has been provided to you. For academic related queries, I've also shared my email address. For accounts related queries, operations related queries, there are email addresses provided. And if there is escalation required for anything unresolved, you may email Anshika ma'am. Yeah? Having said this, thank you very much. We have put across the textbooks that would be required for your children. Would you like to have a school tour? That is also allowed and welcome. We also would like to invite you to have a look at the teacher portfolios to see the kind of professional development that teachers undertake day in and day out. If you have any questions at the moment, I'd be more than happy to take them. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
I was wondering how did it log in, because the session starts on Monday and we don't have any information yet.
Yes. We're rolling out all the information this afternoon, including the timetable. So it will be shared with all of you. For all of you, I believe your Flint accounts are in place. It will be posted on Flint. Anybody here who does not have their Flint account in place? Okay, so then it will be shared with you via email. Please stay back. We will make a note of your name and your email address so the teacher can start emailing it to you. If your Flint accounts are in place, you will see the post on Flint Parent Communication section with all the details for both your children in your case. Yeah? Any questions? Okay. You will get to see that in the timetable. Yeah, but roughly for your knowledge, it will start around 8:50. The children are expected to be ready, and with the classes and sessions begin thereafter. They have circle time for 10 minutes, and 9 o'clock onwards they have regular sessions for about 3.5 hours with 2 breaks in between. We are also looking at inviting the kids on campus in June, so we're looking at 3 days a week for grades 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 2 days a week for 3, 4, 5. provided people are more vaccinated, safer, and the situation gets better. Yeah? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. In the 8th grade, so at the end of 7th grade, we will have an orientation for parents in which we will help you share details on both the boards, and then you will have to make a decision within 10 to 15 days. Yes, for now it is a blended curriculum for him. Okay, we'll take this up one-on-one right after this. Okay, thank you very much, all of you. Have a great day. If you would like a school tour, we have Shlok and Krish who can show you around. If you would like